You may have heard that Elon Musk suspended a handful of journalists because they were, quote unquote, reporting on his private jet tracker. Well, in reality, Elon Musk suspended the accounts of several journalists and left-wing activists because they directly linked to the jet tracker itself. Now, the argument from these woke activists and journalists, basically the same thing, is that it's publicly available information. And in the normal course of reporting, we linked to this thing. You can't. How are we? Oh, geez, we're being suspended for this. Elon, I humbly request that you issue a permanent ban on the journalists who linked to Elon Jet and then lied about the story. You want to know the real story, my friends? I know you do. The information on Elon Musk's private jet was not publicly available. The man, Jack Sweeney, who had been posting this, bragged about how he could identify the private information, figure out who the plane belonged to, and then publicly expose the private information of people like Elon Musk. Now, I can only imagine that Elon Musk, didn't say this because he doesn't want to make it easier for people to find out his private information. So there is a bit of a reluctance on my part. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, this information is now all over Twitter. How Sweeney did this, how he was able to dox Elon Musk. And he did. So I think it needs to be talked about. Elon Musk defends banning journalists. You dox, you get suspended. So last night on a Twitter space, it is a voice chat room, basically. 100,000 people are all talking. You got journalists like Ben Smith and Ben Collins, other people are hanging out. And they're basically discussing how Elon Musk's a billionaire. Why is he getting the special access? He's taking down journalists. They're all patting themselves on the back. My favorite moment was when everyone's favorite Brian Stelter, Elon Musk comes in, says, "You're not special. Anyone who doxes, you get suspended." And then he left. Brian Stelter goes, "I just want to give a congratulations to, the people who are hosting it." He's like, it's the first interview of Elon Musk since he took over the platform. Congratulations. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, no, it isn't. Elon Musk has given like 3 or 4 interviews to a handful of people. But these people live in a paranoid, deranged, elitist, psychopathic world where they're the only people that matter. They're either too stupid, too inept, or too evil. I guess you could say stupid and inept are in the same field, to tell the public that this was not publicly available information. And I brought receipts. First, I want to show you the news story. Elon Musk defends banning journalists. Now, The Hill has the better of the headlines, but they don't really tell you the true breakdown. Here we go. Rolling Stone says, Elon free speech Musk suspends accounts of journalists who criticized him. No, they posted his real-time information and private information. It has always been against the rules to dox someone. That means if you take private information, whether or not it can be found in the public, you take private information and you post it on Twitter, banned. Here's the thing. If someone takes my address and posts it on Twitter, they will get banned. Not always, because moderators are human and the machine doesn't always work. But if we are not talking even about that, what we're talking about is that Elon Musk acquired a PIA for his aircraft that made it so that the information in the flight tracker was not publicly available. Sweeney, this man, found through sleuthing, he figured out how to tell which plane was Elon's, despite the fact Elon went to great lengths to protect his identity. Then he posted this. Elon still tolerated this until his family got attacked. Look at Elon Musk bans journalists. CNN issued a statement. They're all outraged. Here you go, my friends. Here you go. Let's pull this up. Here's what I got. Sweeney this is from me, a tweet from @Timcast. Follow me on Twitter. Sweeney was not posting public information. Sweeney was posting the private information of Elon Musk, and he knew. Elon had a PIA, which seeks to protect the privacy of entities using private aircraft. And we will pull it up. I think I have it right here. Sweeney tweeted January 26, 2022, Web Archive. Elon got PIA, but I've already identified it. Confirmed on PIA, but I'm good here. All right. Here's another. Let me pull up the next one. Someone asked him, how does PIA factor into this? And he says, yeah. This is Jack Sweeney, the guy doxing Elon Musk. He says, so the PIA ICAO can be changed monthly if chosen to do so, but even then, it's relatively easy to identify. I'm confident I can write software to identify it actually. Now, here's the next lie that people brought up. There are people saying, no, look, it's a PIA is private, but he just compiled public information. Sudoku puzzles don't come solved, okay? When you are handed a Sudoku puzzle, there is some available information, but you don't know where the numbers go until you figure it out. So if you're trying to do Sudoku and then I hand you a solved version of it and say, hey, I didn't solve it. It was the information was already available. That's stupid. The PIA was protecting Elon's identity. Just because you found a way to track flight times and news stories and similar jets to whittle it down to figure out which one was Elon's does not mean it was publicly available information. The theory is that Sweeney would track similar jets. He knows the kind of plane Elon has, the kind of jet he has. He knows where Elon may be. And then you could correlate, okay, Elon is reported as being in Dallas and flying to San Francisco tomorrow for a meeting. He's reported as being in DC. I'm going to search for, Gulfstream 4 jets that are doing on this. Oh, wait a minute. There's 2 of them. That's it. That's got to be the one. Now I'll make sure everybody knows. That is doxing. Because your address, it's in the phone book, not the literal phone book. It's online. Public records. You can go into property records. Many states have this. Go into an area, type in someone's name, and it will literally show you their address. Oh, but it's publicly available information. Yes, but everyone agrees if you post that on Twitter, you will be banned for doxing. This sickens me that this guy, Sweeney, knew. And they're all lying about it. The crazy thing is, he even was trying to dox Kim Kardashian. He tweeted, so Kim Kardashian flew to Idaho, as we know, because of her posts. My bot didn't post about it. It turns out she got PIA for the aircraft. You can blame me for that, and I guarantee she knows I'm tracking. This dude was actively trying to dox high-profile individuals. It's just absolutely so insane. Here we go. Here's what NBC News wrote. Rob Weil, let's see what he says. How is it legal to track private planes like Elon Musk's? Okay, how is it legal? He says the owner of the Elon jet account, Jack Sweeney, has previously said all the information he used was publicly available. He lied. It was not publicly available. Technically, he's telling the truth. Oh, look, when I went onto the corporate records search to search for businesses within 50 miles of Elon Musk's home, and then found Wubba-Lubba-Dub-Dub LLC and searched for its corporate officers and found that one of the corporate officers is the girlfriend of Elon Musk. That's how I figured out where he lived. And it was all publicly available. That's the game they play. That's how doxing is done. High-profile individuals who have very serious security threats. I have a bullet hole in my kitchen. Let me say this real quick. 2 individuals broke into my house. Fortunately, I was not there because we take security seriously. I don't go on every show and say, hey, everybody, here are all the security things we're doing to make sure I don't die, because that would just compromise my security. But I pointed out I'm in a new building. People don't know where this one is. A bunch of people started doxing an address they thought was mine. I am not at that address. I kept saying, ain't my address. Because I don't want someone showing up to the wrong place. Well, sure enough, what happened is an address that is, for the most part, off the books, had 2 people break in, smash through the window. I believe it was targeted for reasons I can't get into specifically because it would compromise our security. But the likelihood of this location being hit by a random attack is nil. Because of, I'd love to explain, but I think it would compromise my security. Suffice it to say, any kind of tweaker or criminal who came across this property would probably be like, I ain't going there. So we think it was targeted. There was an incident that happened a week prior that we only learned about after the fact that led us to believe this was a targeted incident. And there was another incident I can't talk about either. I'm not there. If somebody had a real-time tracker on my car, these people may have actually known where I was. And I don't know what their intention was, but they may have come to the right location. We go to great length to try and obfuscate the places where I live. It's very difficult, but it can be done. However, with enough time, someone can crack your security. And that's what Sweeney is doing. he is cracking the security of Elon Musk and claiming it's all publicly available information. Well, yeah, when you leave your house, that's publicly available information. But if I sit outside your house and then follow you around and say, hey, you're in the public. No, that's stalking. That's illegal. So that's the reality. And I'm seeing these people that are saying things like, well, Elon's rich, and I'm like, yeah. Elon, look, private airport terminals don't have security. When a plane lands at a private airport, often the only thing separating the jet, the tarmac from the road is like a 4-foot high chain link fence. Someone could just hop over that fence in a single bound. They don't even use anything, just jump right over it. That plane lands and they can seriously harm the people on that plane. Light carbon fiber aircraft. So what's Elon got to do? Hire a team of guards to secure every airport now because this dude's doxing him? They say, although the data used to operate the Elon Jet account and similar accounts tracking celebrities is publicly accessible, expert notes there isn't a single government registry of such data. Interesting. Instead, it actually requires putting together separate pieces of information to create tracking accounts. Doing so, of course, raises privacy concerns. The tracking capabilities are possible thanks to technology called automatic dependent surveillance broadcast. It's like global positioning, yada, yada. For decades, aircraft traveling outside of radar view were exposed to long stretches, et cetera, et cetera. He goes on to say, but ADSB technology also allows airplanes to be easily tracked by anyone with a compatible receiver, even if you crowdsource, yada, yada. What they don't explain in this, at least I don't think so, is the PIA number. The website is where Sweeney appears to have sourced some of the information used to set up the Elon Jet tracking account. Elon should have banned him from the get-go. I did not know this. I did not know that Elon was using a protection system to protect himself and his family, and that Sweeney was bypassing that. But you know what? Elon probably didn't talk about it because it would help more people identify his aircraft if they know what to look for. So he simply said, you doxed me, end of story. These journalists, it's absolutely amazing. They're all sitting around in a circle of jerks patting each other on the back. Let's talk about this. Oh, Oliver Darcy. Did you, Oliver Darcy, explain how this dude, in order to operate this, had to break Elon Musk's privacy number? Oliver says, Aaron Rupar and Drew Harwell were banned. Unclear why. Okay, well, I'll tell you why. Aaron Rupar, everybody, you know him, you love him, issues a correction stating he did link to the Elon tracker. Update. It occurred to me just after I published this that I did post a tweet yesterday noting that the Elon Jet account that was suspended from Twitter was still active on Facebook with a link to the Facebook page. Perhaps that did it, but I still don't know what policy that could have violated. You posted the private information of Elon Musk. I don't understand how I got banned. They're lying. It's what they do. Okay, fine. Maybe they're not lying. Maybe they're just so bad at their jobs, they couldn't take 5 seconds to look into this to realize that Elon was operating with a PIA. So we have some statements issued by, here we go. Oliver Dar says, Elon says he is a free speech champion and he's banning journalists for exercising free speech. WAPO's Drew Harwell tells me. I think that calls into question his commitment. Yeah, really funny. I got people tweeting at me being like, oh, now you're against free speech, Tim. I have always said doxing is over the line and should not be tolerated. I have always said there are moral lines when it comes to what we tolerate in terms of free speech. And free speech, as we colloquially describe it, refers to the right to express your political opinions, even when they're abhorrent, but not to share private information. Now, free speech in public, you can do it. And I agree with your right to do it. I just think it's nasty. On this platform, I think it's fair to say we don't allow doxing. Matt Binder got suspended. Olbermann got suspended. The New York Times says tonight's suspension of the Twitter accounts of a number of prominent journalists, including the New York Times' Ryan Mack, is questionable and unfortunate. Neither the Times nor Ryan have received any explanation about why it occurred. We hope that all the journalists' accounts are reinstated and that Twitter provides a satisfying explanation. They satisfied me. CNN. The impulsive and unjustified suspension of a number of reporters, including Donnie O'Sullivan, is concerning but not surprising. Twitter's increasing instability and volatility should be of incredible concern for everyone who uses Twitter. Fire these people. Do your jobs. This was not a random suspension. It was overt and outright doxing of an individual. You know, I'm pissed off because I was led to believe by trusting these garbage organizations that This guy just went onto a flight tracker and said, there's the tail number. And I know that tracking tail numbers is rather easy to do. Then I find out when I start actually doing the legwork that actually this dude cracked the PIA number using other means and then published the location in real time. And then I was like, oh, Elon, ban him. The Washington Post says the suspension of Drew Harwell's Twitter account directly undermines Elon Musk's claim these people took no time to do any background on this story, to even understand what happened. I'm just sick of it, man. I'm sick of all these people lying. Here's a photo of a bullet hole in my kitchen. It's another reason why I'm mad. That's a bullet hole. And I got a lot of people who are saying, I get it. Some people are making stupid jokes, but they're like, don't miss next time. Warning shots are lawful, but awful. This is the amount of information I can share without compromising my security. But I talked with my team and said, people need to know. Do not come to any of my properties because I don't want you to get shot. We have armed guards and very serious security measures. I will not explain the circumstances around why the bullet hole is in a drawer. I will not explain the circumstances, but you are all wrong about what you think happened. 2 men smashed through the window. A bullet was fired. That's the one I'm showing you. If somebody was tracking a private jet of mine, I don't have one. Real time. And then whenever that plane landed, they knew I was at an insecure airport terminal. And then I would have to hire a handful of armed guards to escort me very quickly with something over my head. That's what I would have to do. But people don't track my vehicle. There have been some scares about vehicle tracking. Many of you have heard about air tags and how they can place it on your car or whatever. Scary stuff. If someone had cracked my vehicle's information and found a way to post its location in real time, I might be dead. People don't get this. I go to sleep. I sleep like a rock, comfortable. Put on a TV show or something. Started watching Rings of Power. It's whatever. And I'm not super worried about it because we have great security. I was not at this property. This property is not easily found publicly. Somebody found it. Several people, in fact. That's why we think it was targeted. I don't know how. This is a different property from anything I've ever talked about. And when they smashed the window and climbed in, I will keep it simple, but they were fired upon. That is the bullet I am telling you about and showing you, and I'll leave it at that. I don't want anyone getting hurt. I don't want anyone breaking into my property, but we must operate under the assumption that anyone who comes without authorization to our properties has ill intent. Because we can say it over and over again with every sign, every armed guard, and every warning, do not come here. And if you do, we can only assume you are the person trying to kill us. Now, I don't live in fear. I'm armed to the teeth. We have guards. I hop in my car. I go drive out, go to restaurants. I chill. We're in MAGA country. I don't really have all that much to worry about. The point is this. It can happen. It is a reality. And the people who are saying it's part and parcel of being famous. I get it. Just don't post the location of my vehicle, okay? Elon Musk has a right to his privacy. You can criticize his private jet and fossil fuels and all that, fine. But it is not newsworthy to tell the world where he's landing and when. And then someone attacked his family. I'm sick of these people, man. I say ban them all. David Sachs says, according to CNN, a threat to safety occurs when you criticize someone they like, but not when you publish real-time assassination coordinates of someone they don't. Here's CNN saying Twitter's former head of trust and safety has fled his home due to an escalation of threats resulting from Elon Musk's campaign of criticism against him. A person familiar with the matter told CNN. The next story, Elon Musk has suspended the Twitter account tracking the location of his private jet. Private jet with private information. You see how these hypocrites operate? Total hypocrisy. Here we go. Oliver Darcy, let's play it for you.
Are news organizations going to stand by as the reporters are just, hastily banned without explanation? CNN is saying it's going to reevaluate its relationship with Twitter based on the response it gets.
This is called, from a point of privilege, equality looks like oppression. The left loves to say it. For so long, Twitter was protecting these journalists because they felt that it was the largest single community and driver of conversation on the platform. So they would let them get away with breaking the rules. Not Project Veritas, though. Did CNN come out and defend Veritas when they got suspended? James O'Keefe? No. They mock it. They mock and deride it. But now they say, with no explanation? Oh, poor babies. I remember for several years, y'all lied when I said conservatives were being banned and it was plainly visible. And y'all said, Tim believes falsely that conservatives are persecuted. Well, now you get to taste it and you get to cry about it. And I don't care. This is not a case of political bias or arbitrary censorship, like so many on the right suffered. This is a case of you posting private information of an individual and then calling it reporting. Yeah, like Taylor Lorenz and libs of TikTok.
I'm going to read you the full statement, Allison. Please. It says...
We get it. We don't care. Elon Musk responded to AOC. She says, you're a public figure, an extremely controversial and powerful one. I get feeling unsafe, but descending into abuse of power. Erratically banning journalists only increases the intensity around you. Take a beat and lay off the proto-fascism. Maybe try putting down your phone. He said, you first, LOL. Haha, Elon, good one. I was the other day like, if it's publicly available information, it can still be doxing. I understand why he's banning it. He needs to clarify the rules. Then I did the work and found out exactly what Sweeney was doing. Now I'm pissed off. Now I feel like I was lied to. And here's where we are. Elon, I have a request of you. When you write, unsuspend accounts who doxed my exact location in real time, 58% say do it now, 41.6% say in 7 days. I voted for in 7 days. But Elon, I don't think people know. I don't think they know that your private jet was not publicly available information. I don't think they know that. You need to tell them that. Maybe it's bad, I get it. But people need to know that you had a private number on your plane so it couldn't be tracked, or at least as easily. And Sweeney cracked the private information and doxed you. Because that's a permaban. You post my address, you are gone. Okay, I'll slow down. 7 days is fine. I don't like the idea of permanently banning someone, and I've talked about this, okay? Give them a week, give them a month, give them 3 months. Posting private information is, in my opinion, unacceptable. Like location information. There's the story. I'm pissed off about it. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.